My best friend uninvited me from her baby shower after her husband said I made a pass at him, but 3 other women came forward saying he'd done the same thing to them. My name's Olivia, I'm a fitness instructor, and I watched a friendship die over a lie I couldn't immediately disprove. I'd known Amy since college. 15 years of friendship. I was her maid of honor. She was going to be mine when I got engaged. She married Derek 4 years ago. I never liked him. He was overly friendly, stood too close, hugged too long. But Amy loved him and I kept my concerns to myself. Amy got pregnant last year, I was thrilled for her. We started planning the baby shower immediately. I was co-hosting with her sister. 2 weeks before the shower, Amy called. She was crying. She said Derek told her something, that at their last dinner party I'd cornered him in the kitchen, that I told him Amy didn't appreciate him, that I'd touched his arm and said he deserved better. None of that happened. I told her that. Said Derek was lying, that I'd never do that to her. She said Derek had no reason to lie, that he'd been hesitant to even tell her, that he was worried about ruining our friendship. I asked why he'd wait 2 weeks to mention it. She said he'd been processing it, that it had made him uncomfortable. I told her to ask anyone else who was at the party. Her sister, Derek's brother. They'd all been in the kitchen at various points. She said she believed her husband. She uninvited me from the shower, asked me not to contact her until she was ready. I was devastated. I called her sister Jenna, told her what happened. Jenna believed me. She'd never trusted Derek either. She said she'd try to talk to Amy, but Amy was in protective wife mode. The baby shower happened without me. I saw photos on social media. 3 weeks later, Jenna called. She said I needed to hear something. At the shower, one of Amy's coworkers mentioned that Derek had sent her weird messages, flirty stuff, asking if she was happy in her relationship. Another friend said he'd done the same to her last year. She'd brushed it off as awkward friendliness. A third woman, Derek's brother's girlfriend, said Derek had told her she was too good for his brother at Thanksgiving. She hadn't mentioned it because she didn't want to cause family drama. Jenna had pulled all 3 aside after the shower, compared stories. The pattern was clear. Derek had a habit of targeting women in Amy's life, testing boundaries, planting seeds. Jenna told Amy everything. Amy didn't believe it at first, said they were all ganging up on Derek. But then Jenna showed her the messages, screenshots from the coworker, dated, specific. Amy confronted Derek. He admitted to the messages but said they were just friendly, that people were misinterpreting. She asked about me, about the kitchen incident. He stuck to his story, said I'd made him uncomfortable. Amy asked why, if I'd made him uncomfortable, he hadn't mentioned it immediately, why he'd waited until right before the baby shower. He said he'd been trying to protect me, didn't want to ruin my friendship with Amy. She didn't buy it anymore. She asked him to leave. He's staying with his brother while they figure things out. Amy called me last week. She apologized, said she should have trusted me, that she'd been so focused on protecting her marriage that she'd ignored the signs. I told her I understood, that Derek had been convincing. We're rebuilding, slowly. The trust is damaged but not gone. She had the baby last month, a girl. I visited at the hospital. Derek wasn't there. Amy's filing for divorce. She named me godmother. I don't know if our friendship will ever be what it was, but we're trying. And Amy's free from someone who weaponized her loyalty. If you enjoyed this, like, comment, and subscribe for more.